I am making the Dianne Backpack from Miko Crafts. I've made a couple of changes. I'm still trying to tweak the pattern to suit my needs the most. If you are watching this, I am no longer live. So if you ask a question, it won't be on the screen. I won't be able to answer it. My machine is a Geeky DU1181N. There are always links down below to all of the tools I use on the daily. Thank you to my friend Alex, who is in charge of those. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and sew. Hi Joy, how's it going? Hello Marilita. I feel like I haven't been live in forever. Merry Cruz, hi Alex. Hi Kim, hi Cindy. Hello, Kira, Samantha, Shauna. Kira, I was gonna message you earlier. That bunny chair that you got us, Dorothy was sitting in it today to drink her milk. It was super, super cute. We love it. Hi, Nika. Okay. I'm gonna run over to the iron really quick. Hello, Anna. Well, today you're not missing it. Okay. So I'm not going to talk too much about what I am doing. Miko Crafts has a video on this backpack. It is a free pattern, so I reached out to see if I could do a video for it. I didn't hear back, which is totally fine. But they make their money from their patterns primarily off of the video, so I really don't feel comfortable doing like a whole video about it. So I just figured we'd make it a little chattier and not so much the instructions of it. But I will mention any changes I have made. Oh, hi Jenna. Yeah, it's nice to finally have a moment to go live. Hi Rita. Hi Tina in Texas. Thank you so much to everybody joining. Oh, Alex said they have an Eggsy cut out of Encanto fabric. That's gonna be so cool. So yeah, there was a Facebook post in So Whatever mentioning like different video tutorial designers, etc. So I watched some of the tutorials. There is no written portion or spoken portion of it. It's only written. So that was a little frustrating for me because I'm always doing other stuff. I had to like focus purely on that. But some of the construction, I was just like, that's genius. Genius. Leave for Paris in a week. A week. Trying to get as much sewing and like pre-filming done as I possibly can, but I think I'll have to accept that I'm only human. I can only do so much. This vinyl that I'm using will be available at Mormino.com on April 15th. The color is Thanos purple. It's incredible. just got an order for 5 peekaboos. Oh, yay! That's so exciting. I love Paris. Give Paris a kiss for me. Oh, Alex, that'll be so fun. Maybe we'll be in Disney's at the same time. Okay, so one of the changes I made was I added side pockets. And all that I did was I added 1 inch to either side and then just like made the taper work. And I cut it 1 inch shorter than this side panel. So I took this same piece, traced around the bottom, traced out an inch, connected them together to create this pocket. Hello, Sarah. How's it going? I know I say it every time, but your TikToks are killing it. You're doing amazing. I love seeing all of your Stitch backpacks. They're so cute. And that Winnie the Pooh Erica that you did, I was just like, genius. Genius. Oh, the sewing room of Garner. Hello. I need to respond to your message. My new Geeky DU 1181 has a very hard to push knee lift. Is there any way to make it easier to push it with my knee or leg? I feel like there is a screw you can kind of loosen, but it is a little bit tight to begin with for sure. Love the Thanos purple. Yeah, it's so fun. We named them all after Guardians of the Galaxy references. Don't sue us, Disney. They were just so perfect. I say we like I came up with it, but it was all the team. Normally this pattern has piping, which I am too scared to do with binding. That just seems like a lot. That's how you build knee muscles, yeah. Alright, so I'm going to top stitch around the whole thing. And then as I'm starting to get to this side panel, I'm going to add my side pockets. I didn't want to baste too many times. Normally I wouldn't care on a backpack, whatever I based, you know. But this one, since it's finished off with binding, I don't want to have way too many different things. The clear glitter rulers will be available April 15th. I see you're making a bag for me. I love that. Hey, it'll be on the website. Oh, thanks for sharing my post in your stories. Of course. Hubby is asking when you got the tattoo. I think I got it like 2 years ago now. Yeah, these are the glitter rulers. They are 1 inch by 8 inch. And they will be available, yeah, April 15th at 10 a.m. We would have had them on April 1st, but I think shipping it with the vinyl that we have releasing on April 1st would be too complicated. I have not released like a what's coming video yet, but we have all vinyls releasing April 1st. Not these, but we have the Twilight vinyls re-releasing. And a quick run, a very limited run of a UV reactive dice fabric, and the kitchen floral vinyl in the thinner kind of vinyl. The same that the Flying Key vinyl was. So it's really great for domestics, nice and thin. I made a a Gunther Hobo. Yes, the rulers do have a hole for hanging. This was a prototype, so it doesn't have a hole, but all of them have a hole here. Hello, Teresa. If you are located in Canada, I don't know if I'm supposed to share this, but Zipper Valley will have these rulers in stock as well. Are they really releasing, or is it April Fool's joke? They are really releasing. We made sure to put on the website, no joke. My birthday is April Fool's Day, so we don't make jokes. No, I'm just kidding. My life is a joke. Okay. So lining up these side pockets down at the bottom, they should fit perfectly there. And then just kind of taper it in. And I'm really wanting to follow the edge of the piece of fabric. Again, it's finished off with binding, so we don't have a whole lot of seam allowance to play with like we would on a normal bag. Alright, I can trim this down. Oh, birthday buddies! I love that. So I went to order. Teresa, there is, again, I don't know if I should share this either, but where I bought these rulers from, we designed them together, and I never specifically said, please don't sell them anywhere else, so they had them posted. Someone in Australia bought some with their own brand, so if you are in Australia, someone will be carrying it. They just won't say so whatever, which, totally fine. Things happen, and it is okay. I was pretty bummed though, because I was like, I worked so hard on these. I waited for months. Been so excited about them. And then the supplier was just like, here you go, anybody. They were like, it's a good design. I'm like, I know, thanks. But I'm really glad that they did, because being in Australia, shipping is so expensive, so I'm happy it will save our international friends some money. Okay, so trim down any excess fabric. I'm going to trim down any excess thread as well. I love your zipper ruler. It's great. Oh, I'm glad. I am referring to these 1 inch by 8 inch glitter rulers. Oh, Teresa. Thank you. But honestly, either way, I'm excited that the product will be in the hands. Yeah, Carol, we definitely talked about it. And I was like, well, I will link your website so people in Australia can purchase. And then if you link me, that'd be nice. Because I did come up with it. It did not exist. Shipping is out of control. Do the zipper rulers... so they won't have our zipper templates. They'll just have these. And they are... She purchased them from me, which is awesome. Also glitter clips, etc. So I love it. I have so many ideas. Yeah, it does look like badass oven mitts. That's amazing. I have so many ideas for different notions that I want to design. So being able to wholesale them to other small businesses is going to be amazing, because I get to make a little bit, they get to make a little bit. I'm excited at the idea of that. All right, so I'm folding this in half to find my centers. I've got my bottom centers marked out. Oh, someone said, what size thread do you use? I use Tex 69. And Tex 90. No, that's not right. I don't use Tex 69. They're right here. I use Text 70 and Text 90. Text. Some of my glitter clips broke while using them. I know, it's the worst. So sad. I'm always like, rest in peace, my little glitter clip friend. It will be online bag supplies. They don't have them in stock yet. Okay, so another change I made to the pattern was I added a back zippered pocket. I'm testing out adding a back panel instead of them being in the seam, just because with binding, I'm worried about the longevity of the straps, etc. So yeah, I've made a ton of changes to this pattern, just playing around with the construction. Oh, good. Well, online bag supplies will have that ruler. I think they mentioned they ordered a ton of them. What's a good machine to buy when you can't afford the industrial one? So I am no help in that question. I do apologize. All right, so I am basting these pieces together, kind of like how the Guardian is made, where you like baste the curve together so it doesn't move. I'm going to attempt to make the Eggsy with binding. We shall see. It's going to be amazing. The Sedron Backpack by Country Cow Designs has a great strap handle. Ooh, yeah. I need to check out Country Cow. When she first started designing, she reached out for me to test, and I just never got a chance. But she has really come into her own style of pattern making, and it's gorgeous to see all of her designs come to life. And I believe she's located in the UK, so she also sells bag supplies, which is so cool. So many different shops popping up, especially for our friends overseas, etc. I love it. Alright, I'm a little worried that things aren't going to meet up because the fabric I used for the exterior was just a little bit short, but I tried to make up for it with seam allowances. I made Kit a Sedron. It is well loved. Oh, cool. Someone said I have a Janome HD 3000 BE semi-industrial, great machine, and I sew all my bags on it in vinyl. Very good to know. Now, is the cost of that machine, because that was, I believe, the question's biggest concern was the cost, and the HD9 is hands down far more expensive than an industrial is. And this is the Dianne Backpack from Miko Crafts. So I'm just kind of clipping together now that those are basted in place. And I will probably do a basting stitch for these layers. I have that Janome HD. Is it a semi-industrial? So, just gonna baste everything together. One thing I've learned by watching their videos is the different directions they will sew one seam in, and that's kind of fascinating. Because like I think it has to be one stitch all together all at once, but they go in a few different times. I was like, makes sense if you're just going to cover it with binding. You won't see it. But you could kind of switch it up. have the Brother PE 1500. I sew everything on it. You can find them for 600 to 1,000. Hello, Sam. I would say this is a medium-sized backpack. I don't know that it's quite a mini backpack, and I don't know that it's definitely not a full-size backpack. I tried to kind of make this like a flat backpack. I don't know how well that worked. So I'm trying again with the like roundy bottom. Yeah, definitely a schmedium. Nice schmedium size backpack. Someone said, me too, on the Brother PQ 1500. Just got it, but so far so good. Pamela said, I'm making 2 Annette commuter totes for nurses. I've made 2 already. Came out pretty good. Oh, that's awesome. Hello, Melissa. Welcome. Yeah, I was hoping to go live tonight, so I'm glad everything worked out. Oh, I'll have to show you all the new sticker design. It says, sew away the sad. Have you used your cylinder arm more, or is 1181 still the one? I knew the 1181 would still be the one. But no, like I can't get my layers to stop shifting on the cylinder arm. It's really frustrating. Like every so often I'll be like, you know what? Here we go. I can't get used to it if I don't use it. And then it's like, you're welcome. So, someday, maybe. Someday. I think the idea of it should be easier, but for some reason it's just not for me. It's because I don't know it, and I can't be good at it the first time I do it, you know? But I don't have time to not be good at it the first time I do it. So I have not sewn the curves together yet, but I'm confident in the way they are clipped. Let's hope I don't regret that. I only have a woven interfacing on my cotton fabrics, and then it's just waterproof canvas and vinyl, so very minimal interfacing used, just trying to get the shape the way I want it. And you know, for like a backpack, you don't want it to be super heavy, but you want it to hold up well enough. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and sew the curve now while I'm here. And I can switch the camera angle since I'm not super reading comments right now. Maybe I just need someone to come over and like show me how to move while using the cylinder arm. I try to watch some of Brandy's videos, Brandy Jackson, as well as Monica, because they both have like a Thor cylinder arm, I believe. up on comments. We need to get Alex to 1,000. I agree. All right, so if you're watching this video, make sure you subscribe to Alex, who will have to put the link down below. It is my fabric, yes. I have the TechSew 2750 Pro. I just got it in December. I've had problems almost the entire time. I don't find TechSew super helpful. Oh no. Randy has been crazy helpful with my cylinder arm. I actually wouldn't have sent it back. Would have sent it back. I still have 2 months to get there. Karen said, are you a big fan of binding? So that's a good question. I love the idea of binding. I love that you're sewing the exterior and the lining all together. But I'm not great at it. I'm not great. Every time I think I'm doing all right, I look at it and I'm like, that's not great. And I think it's because I'm trying to do it the easy way instead of the more traditional way, where it's you, oh yeah, Ben's over here. There's Ben. It's easier on my hands. Yeah, that's true. I tried to do it, I think if you were to do it the more traditional way, where it's a raw edge to raw edge and then you fold it over and then sew it again, it's a lot nicer looking. I don't know. Binding on bags is a lot easier than quilt binding. Too funny. Okay. I may hit the camera from this angle, so I apologize. I've been watching a lot of Claire Saffitz, and I really want to be like, okay, so I just need to get a film crew in my house, and then I'll have perfect videos, because then I could just be myself and not worry about video editing and angles and showing the right thing, because that's somebody else's job. But I don't make that kind of money. So I'm really just closely following the edge. And I think if you were to add the piping to this backpack, that would honestly help you follow the curves a lot more. And maybe if I weren't using such a heavy lining fabric, the waterproof canvas, it might be a little bit easier. Because in his videos, it just looks so easy. And I'm just like, wow, why am I struggle bussing? All right, so now I'm going to clip on my binding, which will have me coming in further from this line of stitching. Binding and piping, my goals. I've been doing knit binding on clothes for years, but when it's time to do bags, I still get nervous. My problem with binding is that there are so many layers and I get jump stitches and the thread keeps shredding. Ooh, any tips? Definitely going slower might help. And when you know you're getting to those rough areas, maybe using like a little scrap of fabric. Yeah, that's a goal. To use a scrap of fabric to help compensate that. Miko uses a piping foot and baby oil. Yes, definitely the piping foot I have seen, and I'm like, oh, which makes perfect sense because then your machine is just following along that guide more or less. So it's almost easier. A bigger needle will help too with the shredding from Sam. Hello, Lois. Where did you get the Thread Life magnet? That one is from Stitchen Cold. I get to make her a bag. If you do a zigzag stitch over where you are going to do binding, that can help because it compresses the seam. Awesome tip. Okay, so I'm just going around folding 1-inch waterproof canvas strip over. And I would like to try fold over elastic for binding at some point because it's so stretchy. I think that would be really cool, but all of the fold over elastic I have is like 1/2 inch wide and that ain't gonna work. I think I tried to do it in a video once. I was like, oh, I'm done. I will have links for everything tomorrow, Lauren. Ugh. Tomorrow. Yay. You the best. Literally. I think honestly I do more videos because you help with the links. Such a big deal. Oh. Everything feels so overwhelming sometimes. Y'all get it. Lauren, have you tried a binding attachment? It's awesome, one-step binding. My friend Erin, who has the 4800 Pro, bought the binding attachment, I think, and I just haven't asked what she thought of it yet. But I don't know if there is a binding attachment for the 1181. And I feel like at that point I'd probably just buy a separate machine for binding, which seems excessive, but like the time it would take to switch it out, I'd be like, no, I'm not doing it. So if it's easy, let me know. Excited to meet so many new people. Steam pressing a crease in your binding will help too, from Diana. Yeah, that makes sense. Help attach it easier. You've got that fold. You're making it a little softer, more malleable, so amazing tip. I feel like I've also seen for making your binding a little, or your seams a little less thick, is like trimming out. Well, that wouldn't, you're not sewing through that part, so yeah, never mind. I was gonna say trimming out some excess stuff. Okay, so when I'm doing this, I'm just pinching it, making sure that there's more of the fabric on the back side than on the front, so that I know that I'm catching all of that. I'm still gonna end up with missed pieces. I use Fabri-Tac to glue baste it. Genius. Liz. Genius. So if your machine can handle that. Would serging the seam help? Maybe. It's possible if one has a serger. Also, I'm not even sure if like notching it helps, but that's what Lindsay of Linds Handmade did, so that's what I'm doing. Oh, the Geeky Getaway. I saw, did tickets go on sale for that yet? There are 35 available. That's amazing. So you know that you're getting complete one-on-one attention. Like, that's incredible. Is anyone going? I feel like that thing is still in my head. I tried serging, but the needle broke right away. It was too thick. Okay, good to know. I love this. You can hear all kinds of tips at once. All right, I'm still clipping and binding on. And I think that's what's kind of cool about binding is like, once this is on there, it's done. But if you can't make it look good, it's not ideal. I wish I lived in the States so I could go to all these sewing expos. Oh, I know. Hello, Susan. You did catch live. Congrats. You made it. And then I can save this piece for the next backpack, which is nice. So what I did for my binding pieces was I just bought a yard of each color from FWD Fabrics. That's where I get all of my waterproof canvas, and then I just stand there and cut 1-inch wide strips for a while so that I have a bunch. So here's everything bound. This is feeling pretty good. I think another thing that's cool about the binding is it adds a spine to your bag. It's kind of fun. All right, let me catch up on comments. I wish I could go but can't swing it. I was seriously considering the So Magical one though. It would be my first. So Anna, I think that the So Magical one, it's hard to say, like, you're not going to get the one-on-one teaching instruction, but you're going to be in a room full of other bag makers. So I'm super excited about it. But if you can't swing it, don't. You know what I mean? But yeah, there is So Magical Expo in Dallas and sometime of next year. I can't remember. And then who knows? Maybe there's more in the works. You never know. All right, let's add some binding. My strips are not cut on the bias for the waterproof canvas because there is no stretch. So I could be wrong, but for this, it's not going to make any difference. But for cotton fabrics, yes, it absolutely would make a difference. And I wonder if like double-sided tape along that could help too. I'm trying to think if I've read somewhere that somebody did that. Okay. Oh, here's the new sticker. Just sew away the sad. Okay, so I'm going to start here. And to help me keep it in place, I know someone asked if I use a stiletto. I don't have, well, I probably do have one, but I'm so used to using clips to kind of help me hold things in place. I know watching Miko's videos, they use a pair of scissors to kind of help keep everything together without risking their hands. You might notice here another change I made was instead of making the lining that really big long piece, I just cut top, bottom the same. Like I cut exterior the same as the lining. Is this going to be in the shop? How much do you think it will be? I know it will be. Depending on how well it turns out, it might be like 110, 105, somewhere around there. I have to use clips. Everything else is just awkward. I just started using a stiletto. Okay, I know I have one. I know this is handmade and I cannot remember by whom. That's a seam ripper. That's a stiletto. Okay, so this is just terrifying to me. Just like, okay. But it's supposed to be like a really long finger, you know? Okay, but how do I remove my clips? I gotta do both now? I guess in a way it's like an extra sewing pin. Obviously you just don't stab through what you're working on. Nope, I can't do it. Oh yeah, I'm a lefty. Wow. Oh, excuse you. Excuse you. Get back. Yeah, I mean, I could see how it would be helpful. I'm just not used to it. And like, I'm usually feeling these layers to make sure nothing has shifted, you know? So here is where I have joined these pieces together. So I want to back stitch over that. What is it with toddlers? Like, it might take 7 times of trying something before you know if they like it or not. So I should keep trying the stiletto. Yeah, Ouija board fingers. I saw a video where they use tweezers to hold the fabric in place as they take the clips off. Interesting. Okay, so here's another joined piece. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and say, knock on wood, I have not missed any of the binding on the other side, but I always seem to. And like, I didn't switch to a gray thread so that you wouldn't see my switches. Why would I do that? Oh, I want to try a flathead screwdriver. I think that's smart. Interesting. That's a fun idea, actually. I really want to spray paint this pink. Okay, I could see this working a little bit better because I know I can push more of the fabric down. And just like, it's like a big, pointy, stronger finger. But again, I can't quite feel the layers. Kind of like when I'm driving, I can feel the car and how it's working. I can't feel it through this finger. This fake finger. Okay, bye forever. But if your hands are in pain, this would be much easier. I wonder if too, on the heavy part of your seams, Karina, I don't know if you have one of these tools. Wow, I should really replace that. But compressing the layers with something like this can very, very much help. I've done it before, even on this machine, where you just gently press the layers together so that it's not so thick. All right, I'm done with you. I did like the flathead screwdriver more, I will say. Has anyone noticed I don't have the safety on my foot anymore? It gave up on staying in place. It was like, no. Oh, hi, Cindy. You're allowed to be late to the party, but so long as you're here, now it's a party. Okay. So double checking my binding. Knock on wood, I did not miss. I didn't. Yay. So if you want to, you can trim down. When doing binding on quilts, I use Elmer's glue stick to hold it in place. I have arthritis in my hands and I use a stiletto as it helps me a ton. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. We did it. So I am going to trim down just ever so gently where they overlap. If you want to, you could maybe use like an applique knife to trim off the excess, but I worry over time it could kind of come loose. You never know. You never know. Hello, Andy. All right, so now we can turn the bag. I'll flip it around because it's done. No, it's not done. I still have to finish the backpack straps. I thought we were done. Okay. Push the corners and the bottom first. I think I'm really glad I didn't add any interfacing to the bottom of the bag. Really hoping you can't see any of my basting stitches because I don't think I sewed in far enough. Let's see. Hi Jill, how's it going? I haven't touched my walking foot in ages. Oh, that's okay, Sam. You're taking a break. You're allowed. Damn it. I didn't put like gel on my fingernails. They're just falling apart. So this is a fairly lightweight backpack, which is cool. And like the size of it is so fun. All right, so I'm pressing along the side seam. So far so good. I'm a basting stitch situation. Oh, dang it. So you can see I didn't catch everything there. Grr. So what I'm gonna do is probably rip my binding and re-sew it. That, or I'll sell it to a good home for $40. We'll see. I'd rather not ruin the integrity of the bag, but it shouldn't be too hard to pop the binding off. But I had a feeling something like that might happen. So I just like to double check all the edges are looking good. And it looks like it's just that one area. So I think I can fix that no problem. Yeah, it's just right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and just seam rip that really quick. But here is the backpack. So there's not a lot of support down here, but once you fill it with stuff, you know, these are the back strap connectors. And those side pockets are really nice. And then it's got this front zipper pocket that can hold a lot. Yeah, so let's go ahead and pop that open. You can barely see it, but it would fray over time. You know, someone spending $115 on a backpack, that's not the quality I want to show off. Of course, that's right where I stopped and started too. Goodness gracious. Darn it. Okay. No, this will be easy. Really testing this vinyl too. This vinyl is incredible. I hate to say it. But it's got a microfiber backing, which sounds strange, but it sews up so nicely. There's no issues when turning it. I think a friend of mine who played with it, their only complaint was, or not even complaint, suggestion was it's probably not going to do that well for domestics. So that's something to keep in mind. It could get a little bit thick on a domestic machine. Okay, yeah, so I think all I really need to do is move my binding stitch in a little bit more. And it will be okay. Kathy, yours is amazing. I love that backpack we made. I have 2 of those to make for the slings they haven't made. Okay. So I'll flip you back down. Yes, this is the suede back glitter vinyl. Pretty cool. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is find where I missed and sew it a little bit more just in case, because it seems like I wasn't able to fully catch it with the binding. I want to make sure I do that. Of course, this line of stitching is really secure. I don't think I can undo that like at all. It's right there. Okay. So let's see. Let's just see what we can do. So clip that in nice and tight. Pull this through. Making sure I flatten this area nicely and come in just a smidge to help with that. We'll see how that looks. So it's not perfect, but that should help. And once it's full of stuff, like, are you really gonna notice that the binding isn't just perfectly attached, you know? But yeah, we'll probably have to discount this one a smidge. It's in the weirdest place. Okay. All right, we got it. It is fixed. Yeah. I would have been so sad. So what I'm going to do is take a lighter to my extra threads, just kind of fray them down so they don't come loose. And the extra little bits. All right, we can push that back out. You can see no longer there. Yeah, I really like the back panel that we added. Looks a little bit crooked, but I think that's just the angle of the camera. Do you still use the zapper? Yeah, I don't, and I don't know why. I think maybe the batteries died and then I just got used to not using it. But yeah, I used to love that thing. All right, so adding the backpack straps. You're gonna make sure that you add your slider and then go through the square ring, making sure everything is straight. Excuse you. So I have 2 more of these backpacks I want to cut out, and I'll probably change up a few things for each one until I'm like, okay, it's perfect now. Again, not that there's anything wrong with the original pattern, it just wasn't quite what I was looking for, I guess. Okay, so then I like to double check that is swooped. That is correct. And I almost feel like maybe with this panel, the straps are too close to where they end up. You're gonna need a slider on that, aren't you? Lauren, that battery died a long time ago. I'll send you some. Where do you get the magnets for on your machine? I design them. They're on my website. And then I do have the So Magical Squad, which is from the So Magical Expo. And then that Thread Life one is from So Stitchen Cold. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Before I end the video, I'm gonna use the thread zapper. I'm gonna put the new batteries in it because they're sitting here. I have a container of batteries sitting right here. Incredible. May the zapper rest in peace. That, and maybe I ran out of patience. I do use like different threads than I used to, maybe. Yeah. I dropped it too many times. Yeah. Okay, so it's a nice loop. I'm gonna try it on because I'm curious. Oh no, it still feels fine. Like I don't feel like anything is too low. But I'll show you guys. I have been on the fence for the last 6 months on whether or not to just jump in and start doing videos. Just jump in, just do it. Lexi, we will have links for everything down below tomorrow. But it's from Miko Crafts. You've had batteries all this time. Noah died and never changed it. The zapper had its 15 minutes of fame. The zapper had 7 years of fame. Okay. Oh, here it is. I was like, where even is it? So I've got extra fuses and everything. Okay, let's see. It's so sad. Is it heating up? I can't tell. I was about to touch it. No, you don't touch it. Are you dense? Yes, I am dense. Thank you for asking. Okay. It's been so long now that the batteries are definitely dead. Let's see. So it takes one AA battery. Here we go. Oh. All of the batteries I have here are AAA. Incredible. I will see if there's some by the computer. It's probably just given up because you abandoned it. No doubt, no doubt. Okay, let me attach these handles so that it's done, and then we'll find a battery. Yes, my Elena backpack is going with me to Paris for sure. I made that because I needed an amazing travel backpack. I probably won't take my iPad though, because it is my life. Not really, but someone I know had everything stolen out of their like rental car in Paris. Granted, we're not getting a rental car. We're just gonna do public transport and stuff, but there's no way I would handle having my stuff taken from me. I would Liam Neeson. So I'm gonna come this way and I'm gonna protect my hardware. The shimmy. Cut those long, pull them through. My daughter said to say hi. Hi. I'm just messing with you, sweetheart. I don't joke with people I don't trust. Or like, oh, it's funny. No, I figured you were kidding. It was in good fun. Our love for the thread zap will be reignited with a new battery. Now, if I were to take my lighter to the seatbelt webbing, it would maybe melt too much. So that's why we need a thread zapper. I'm still gonna do it with my lighter because I can just gently do it, but anyway. All right, so let's model the backpack, find a AA battery, and then I will be finished. I just ordered a steam press on Amazon and I'm waiting for its arrival. It was one of their used, so the price was pretty good. Oh, nice. All right, so let's go ahead and have a nice tour of the backpack. So yeah, you can see that that's a little crooked. That's my bad. A friend of mine just left Paris after doing a seminar for L'Oreal. That's incredible. So there is our front. And the bottom is like roundy. Yeah, I think the pockets on the side really make it a lot of fun. Okay. I love it. Oh, hi, Ben. Thank you, baby. You're saying hi to Cindy? Okay. Gotta make sure that my shirt's pulled down and my pants aren't up my butt. Is that happening to anybody else? Just said that in front of 220 people. If not more. Alright. Meh. Like my slippers, they're the best. Okay. So here is the backpack on. Hopefully you can see that. Maybe I'll set this down. Every time I film a video like tutorial, I'm always like, how do I film this part? Okay, there we go. The glitter vinyl will be on the 15th. So here is the backpack. It's so cute. I think it sits pretty nicely. I really like the handle being on the back. Before it was on like the top here, and I think it was just a little bit awkward. So yeah, I love this backpack. I would say it's fairly similar in size to the mini backpack, but maybe just a little bit more room. I always worry that vinyl pockets won't flex much. I think they would if you give it more room. These aren't going to hold a super big bottle, but they do hold a regular water bottle. But if you wanted them to hold more, you just add a little bit more width to those side pockets and maybe add elastic. But I love this front pocket. This flap here is super cute. And it's a nice bag. I really am enjoying Miko Crafts patterns. Because they're simple, I guess. There's no instructions, which is scary but good. So yeah, all right, let's see. What do we have? Ooh. I have double A's. Hello to Puerto Rico. I used to have permanent rods in one of those rollers before I retired. I should have brought it home, but gave it to the girl that bought the shop. I need another one. Oh, nice. Yikes. Wait. Okay, thanks, Kira. I was like, crap. How do I do that? Orange door hinge for sure. Oh, thanks. Awkward. All right, let's see. If this battery will work. And this is the Thread Zap Ultra. I used to have the other one. Where is that? Maybe this is the one I don't use. And where's my other one? Well, thank you, Teresa. Thanks for hanging with us. Okay. That works. That's fun. Okay. Was it yellow or no? That's a great question. Where is it? What's the story with the orange door hinge? We have to show a fruit the door, basically. Where did you get your metal turning tool with the rounded ends? Oh, that is a gift from my friend Anne on Amazon. This thing. Oh, here. It's called RNK turning tool. This is kind of a fun video. What's in my drawers? Ooh, that's a graveyard. Yeah, see, I have all of these extra pieces. I have several glue pens. Oh, here it is. Here it is. That one's hot too. Okay, great. Here it is. I'll make sure to use it. Now, do I need to make cute ones of these? Maybe. There you go. Get back. Oh, that's why I was here, because of lighter. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is a mess. This is gross. We need a purple one. That would be incredible. All right, well now it's going to be an ASMR clean it up. Which one is better? The retractable one I think is much better, but it's a little more finicky. For some reason I always bend it. Doesn't everyone have a sucker in their sewing notions? You're cooking with zappers now. Little rotary there. Hello, Susan. Oh, thank you. Well, I don't know about great. It was all right. It'll do. Everybody needs a nail file for when you break a nail. That's all labels. Everybody needs multiple bottles of glue, actually. Okay, why do I have 2 glue pens? I don't even use them. Alright, that feels better. Looks a little more organized. That one's right on top. Okay, alright, what do you... Alright, let's catch up on comments. How long have you had the yellow one? Mine quit after a year. Oh, a very long time. Multiple bottles of glue and a buttload of pens. And my wonderful sign. Okay. So I'll answer questions for a little bit and then turn off or no? No. And then finish up some chores. I've had mine for 2 years and it still works. I use a lighter more often now though. Why is that? Like, is it just quicker? Maybe? Oh. Have I ever used a glove foot? No, I have not. Do you still make the bomb.com? I haven't made one recently, but I need to. I think I want to make a video tutorial, but I know maybe Jess from Oakland Roots did. Yeah, it's less finicky. What adorable things is Dorothy up to now? Eyes. Love it. Are you to release the floral dice? Floral dice, we have a teal water resistant canvas coming May or June, probably June. June or July. It's at HQ. We just have to cut it. I use my thread zapper only in spots where I don't want the burns to show, from Hollow Bags Creations. That makes sense. I vaguely recall you unboxing a new machine. What happened to it? Still use it? So I have the TechSew 4800 Pro, and I also have an HD9, and I'm a little burned on the HD9, and if you know, you know. If you don't, it's fine. Have you decided on what you're going to teach at the expo? I'm going to do the For the Love of Change pouch. I think that'll be fun. Why does the thread zap stink so bad, but the lighter doesn't? That's a good point. I use one of those mini torch lighters. Oh, that's smart. Like a little guy. Smart. I like that. What other question was there? Lauren, I got my Technichair built today. Tomorrow will be the first day in use. Oh, that's exciting. They're so comfy. I really want that pink cow one that they have. I did have some fabrics with Ben, but I don't at the moment. I will show you a fabric that's coming later as well. Alex is going to come help in the classes, which is amazing. I think anyone who can't get into the class and is knowledgeable, I need your help teaching so that we can get tons of people done. Diane said, are bags the only thing you make? Yes and no. I dabble in making other things, but I don't sell a lot of the other things. But so I have another bag cut out. There are more rainbow dice pulls coming. And more dice fabric for sure. We have this fabric coming, which I'm very excited about. It's gorgeous. I tried the little thread zapper, but I think we've lost. 11 p.m. I'm so old. Good night. Good night. Thanks for hanging. Teaching is in my wheelhouse. Teaching is not the easiest, and like, because I'm so used to being at home, not around people, I always get like tripped up. I mean, I still get tripped up on words and whatnot. When you say soon, what does that mean? June or July, I think. We'll see. I have plans, but they're just scribbled in notebooks. It's not coherent at all in any way, shape, or form. It's pretty bad, actually. But we do have matching webbing coming for it too, which I'm really excited about. Hopefully it coordinates well enough, I guess. Kathy said I can help with assisting in the classes. Yay. Would you ever do a one-on-one sewing class one day? I'm not sure. We're all awkward turtle in front of people out of our sewing caves. Facts. I really wanted to do like 5 people sewing classes with the building we purchased, but there just wasn't enough room. And the amount of extra mental energy I have lately is like none. Absolutely none. It's hard. So hopefully someday. Dorothy definitely drains me, which I'm thankful for, but hard to give more than I have. Yeah, the scissor fabric is so pretty. We also have it coming in a bamboo French terry, which I'm very excited about. We haven't had knit fabrics. Will you do a sewing class in Arizona? Hopefully someday. I can do sewing classes everywhere, but I'd rather them be more like meetups in a way. My daughter is requesting more kitty views. Just because I feel like with a class there's really high expectations, and I think that's the part that gets me the most, is I'm like, people are paying so much money to be here to do this, they're expecting to learn a lot, and I just don't want to let anybody down ever. Bamboo French terry is a super soft knit. I'll grab some not pictures. I will grab a piece of it because I have some on the shelf. Where is it? Yeah, it's a super, like, it's thicker knit, very stretchy. This is the back of it, so it's got like a terry cloth. It's very stretchy. The Sew Expo is not in Canada at the moment, but who knows what they have up their sleeve. Yeah, the bamboo French terry is just beautiful. I like the cotton lycra. It's nice and soft, but it's not my favorite. Yeah, sewing get together for sure would be fun. Is it better creating in your new sewing space? Yes, absolutely. It is. I've done some rearranging, like my computer is over here now, which is really nice. I bought this big sign from a sticker company. Love the meetups. Here's kitty views. Not happy about that. All right, any other questions before I head out? Cotton lycra is super stretchy, that is true. I would say bamboo French terry is similarly stretchy, but it's just got a nicer drape to it. Yeah, we'll see how this bamboo French terry sells, and then we'll try to get some more. Definitely the roses. She said, oh, that's a big one. Kitty cat. At least tomorrow for me. Yeah, perfect. The chairs go pretty high. That's what she said. Let's see. Have a happy birthday, Trip. Oh, thank you. I will be wishing you a happy birthday, Sammy. So I wouldn't necessarily interface the bamboo French terry. It's more for clothing. I have 2 cats, but one is mama's boy and always hangs with me. Aw. Yeah, Ben isn't around as much because of Dorothy, but he'll get used to her. Yikes. We got another. I missed everything you said because I was playing D&D. I was just reading comments and watching at the same time. I have ADD, I think. We leave next week. Good night, Suzette. All right. Cat hair everywhere. Can you do a video on how you interface your leather and vinyl? I do have an interfacing do's and don'ts video. It's from a few years ago, but it's still pretty similar. You definitely just want to keep a low time of exposing it to heat, and then always have the face of the vinyl away from your heat source. Very important. Okay, yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out. I hope you have a good Wednesday. What do you make with bamboo French terry? I make clothing. I've made some cardigans, some like sleep pants, some cute tops. I just think it drapes so nicely and it's like cool. What bag are you taking to Paris? I made myself an Ora Rosa Catalina crossbody bag that I'm taking, and my Elena backpack. Oh my god, April is like soon. Jennifer, you're telling me. It's very soon. I can't. Oh, Alex, you should absolutely make joggers for yourself. They would be incredible. They're so comfy. Joggers are the best. All right, good night, everybody.